As an emotional processor, it takes me space to move through the emotional wave until I know what wants to move through me as a higher message. Here is a message moving through me for the collective about Uvalde and all the 27 school shootings in 2022 so far. My mother's heart is in this message. We are one, intricately connected to all life on this planet. There is a spectrum of consciousness in humanity and a diversity of soul's curriculum to create 8 billion unique lives. Every life is sacred, and for those of us with eyes to see that and a consciousness to know it, we must lead the way. As my mentors George Kansas and Tracey Trottenberg often say, the strongest energy leads. Let that strongest energy be love and compassion, acceptance and forgiveness, reverence, optimism, and peace. And let us be the embodiment of those higher frequencies that David R Hawkins shares through tests with thousands upon thousands of subjects in the book Power versus Force. Let us be the frequencies associated with true power. Force has been the stronger energy for thousands of years, resulting in the world we see today, where a young man chose to take the lives of 19 children. He did not do it alone. He operated from the strongest energy in our collective consciousness. He operated from force, shame, blame, guilt, apathy, grief, regret, anxiety, fear, hate, anger, and pride. He operated from the consciousness we gave him. The way to stop these senseless killings is to lift the collective consciousness to power, to love. We do it by having the courage to talk to our neighbors unarmed, undefended, with transparency, vulnerability, and curiosity. We do it by being neutral and unattached to the outcome, trusting that something beneficial results from an open, undefended heart. We do it by being willing to be transformed through the encounter. We do it by accepting and forgiving what has been as perfect and necessary to the unfoldment of what might be created through the process of letting go. We do it by using our curious minds to listen and understand, allowing our hearts to guide our reason. We do it by having reverence for all of life and letting unconditional love and acceptance be our foundation. We do it by choosing to receive grace, serenity, and peace as a state of being in harmony within ourselves and with others. We do it by courageously moving from conflict to peace through all these steps mentioned here, and finally into diplomacy that honors all sovereign life. I wrap my arms around all the children who were killed in Uvalde. You could have been my children. I wrap my arms around the young man who chose to take their lives. You could have been my son. I wrap my arms around the teachers who lost their lives. You could have been my best friend. I wrap my arms around the mothers who lost their children. You could have been me. I wrap my arms around the grandmother of the gunman. You could have been my mother. I wrap my arms around all the police and clergy and townsfolk. You could have been my neighbors. We are not so different, only in the details. We are all slogging our way through fear back to love. And I invite every person hearing this message to make this your mission. Give love your will. Make the choices every moment of every day that lead to a world where love is the strongest energy for everyone. Let the divine sacrifice of these children move us into action, because love is action, to uplift our consciousness into a world of love and peace. Do not let their deaths be in vain. Aho, Ashante, Amen.